Well, having beaten Rio Betis last Thursday at Old Trafford by 4-1, that saw Rashford, Weghorst, Anthony and Bruno Fernandes on target, we are really going to play the second leg in Spain. The stadium is known as Benito Villamarin. It has a capacity of 60,721 people. That's the number of people that it capacitates down in Spain. So, welcome to United Matters channel. Welcome back from the weekend. I think the best way to really get off that draw of Southampton is by going away to Rio Betis and really get some good 3 points in there for you. And we can do this. We did it against Barcelona, though we drew, but we deserved the win because Rashford was really brought down by Jules Koundé, and yet Jules Koundé was the last man that was supposed to be a red card and a free kick or penalty to Manchester United, but the referee just waved on, and that was really called out by Marcus Rashford and Eric Ten Hag after the game. So if we went to Spain and we beat Real Sociedad 1-0, then we drew with Barcelona, how come we can't go outside there and get a result against Rio Betis? And we are going to this tie as the favorites to go through. Why? We are 3 goals ahead of Rio Betis, meaning that we are having a 3-goal advantage that puts us in a better position to go all out and really claim for the quarterfinal slot in the UEFA Europa League of this season. And I don't see us scrambling down there. I think Ten Hag is going to go strong to see to it that he goes and plays his best team to win this game of football as he prepares for Fulham. I know Fulham is there, is coming to Old Trafford, and I think against Fulham you can make some good changes. Not so, because we know Casemiro is out, but in this particular game Casemiro is in. And on that note, allow me to talk about players of United that are really out of this fixture completely. It's Eriksson is out, though he's back trying to do rehab. The manager promised us that he might return in the first 2 weeks of April after the international break. Donny van de Beek, unless otherwise God does a miracle on him, he won't show up until the end of the season. Then Alejandro Garnacho is out for 6 weeks, meaning that he's going to return at the beginning of May. Those are the 3 players that we are not expecting to see in this game. So the other players are really doubtful. Lindelof might make his return. Let's wait and see what's going to be happening in the training session before they really fly to Rio Betis tomorrow. Anton Martial has been training with the club for now 2 weeks, and the manager has not yet unleashed him. He had promised us that maybe he'll be part of the Southampton game. He never made it to the match squad. Now, is he going to take him with? Is Eric Ten Hag going to take with him? Is Eric Ten Hag going to take with him Anton Martial in Spain? That's a big question and a big doubt. Then Marcel Sabitzer, he has been included into the Australian national team. Remember, Ralf Rangnick is the national team manager for that country, and that might be a boost that maybe tomorrow he'll show up and really play some football for Manchester United. So we are waiting for those 3 players: Lindelof, Anton Martial and Sabitzer. Those 3 are really important into our build-up. But the rest of the players are really available, and Eric Ten Hag is going to be having a wide cast of players to choose on to see to it that they go ahead and really play against Rio Betis. For Rio Betis over the weekend, they drew with Villarreal away 1-1, and United drew with Southampton 0-0. For our case, it was a special case because we got a red card, and we would have gone ahead to win that game of football if at all we were 11 against 11. You saw to it that even when we are 10 with a man less, we put in an effort that saw us really make life hard for Southampton. So I think let's smash the like button close to 200 times on this video as we get into this predicted starting 11 that I believe the manager is really going to come out and really portray into this beautiful game of football that we're going to play away in Spain. Now, in the team that played on Thursday, the manager made some changes. Bissaka came in for Diego Dallo. Sancho came in for who? Sancho never started on Thursday. That's it. And Sancho came in for Fred. That's it, because Bruno played in a double pivot with Casemiro. So on Thursday, this is the team and how I expect Erik ten Hag to line up into this beautiful fixture that we just need a draw to go through, a draw. But I know Ten Hag is really hungry for a win, and he knows how much he needs a momentum to build on as far as this game of football is concerned. Now, the system is 4-2-3-1, 4 defenders, a double pivot, 3 attacking midfielders, and 1 center forward. And let's go to the pitch and see how that is going to reflect onto Erik ten Hag. The goalkeeping department, will he risk it all and rest David De Gea to bring in like Tom Heaton to go in goal? I've thought about it, but according to me, it's not going to make sense for Erik ten Hag. I think this time around, if at all you had gotten away at Rio Betis and beat them 4-1, and the second time was at Old Trafford, I think would have risked and made that change. But a stadium of 60,000 players, 6,000 fans, you don't risk it all. You just bring in your best goalkeeper, that is David De Gea. And on Sunday, he saved us. He made 2 world-class saves. They are worldies, both coming in from the former Arsenal player known as Theo Walcott. So I think he's going to maintain David De Gea in goal. When we talk about the right-back situation, having rested Diego Dalot, who never played a single minute in the game of Southampton, obviously it was Aaron Wan-Bissaka that played full 90 minutes. He had some highs and lows in the game, but I believe he's much more an improved player under Erik ten Hag, and maybe Ten Hag might get a second thought of keeping him at the club. But do I think Erik ten Hag is going to start him? My mind is telling me no. I think rotation is going to be made, and obviously Diego Dalot is going to come back and really play onto that right back position of Manchester United. But you might see him really do the needful and really start Aaron Wan-Bissaka again. Do you know why? I've seen him do this. He goes ahead to give his players like 2 games consecutively, especially those that have been out for some games. We all know that before being benched for the game of Southampton, Diego Dalot has been starting the previous 4 games of Manchester United against Newcastle, West Ham, Liverpool, and Rio Betis. It has been Diego Dalot, that's it. So he might reward Aaron Wan-Bissaka another game and start away in Spain, because he might think that we need a lot of a defensive game, and he might not think of Diego Dalot. Then the left back, I think Luke Shaw deserves to be rested. He deserves to be rested. Amidst that assist over Rio Betis in the game of Southampton, I was not pleased. I think it should be Casemiro Malacia to come in this time round. Malacia, I want him to start off the left back of Manchester United. So I believe the left full back of Manchester United might be Casemiro Malacia. For the central defensive partnership with Lindelof, doubtful. People think that Maguire might get a slot in, but I don't see that happening, because this is a tournament that one goal that we let in before us scoring fast just puts us in a situation of panic. That's it, because in no time they can score a second goal against you, meaning that you have to go tight. And remember, we are playing away from home. I rather play Harry Maguire at home at Old Trafford, because I'll know that there are going to be fans rallying all the 11 players on the field of play for the entire 90 minutes. But playing away from home and bringing Harry Maguire for a team that is technically gifted with players like Ayoze Perez and very many more, I think it's not wise to do that. I believe this should be the right central defense partnership that we really need. Varane on the right, Lisandro Martinez onto the left. And one will say Varane needs to be rested, guys. Varane retired from the international team. He retired, meaning that after the game of Rio Betis and the game of Fulham on Sunday, he's going to rest for 2 weeks without playing football, because the game of we are returning to play again on the 2nd or 1st of April, meaning that Varane is going to be resting for 2 weeks. So he's not going to be playing any football. So that, what does that mean? You play him this game and that game of Fulham. That's it. You play him in both of those games to see to it that we really go through to the next round. If we knock out Fulham, we are into the semi-final. If we knock out Rio Betis, of which we've already done it, we go to the quarterfinal. So I think you reach the semi-final of the FA Cup. I think that's another achievement. I know by the time we play the semi-final, many of our players will be back. Many of our players will be back. And I think that semi-final will be played at Wembley. I think around towards the end of April or the beginning of March. Or the beginning of May. Most of our players will be back and will be playing with them in that game. So I believe it's better we capitalized onto these two tournaments by fielding our best center or central defensive partnership, that is Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. No change according to me. Now, in the midfield, I think because he's banned for the next 4 games, Fulham, Brentford, Everton, Newcastle, I think it's a must that is going to play into this game. That is Casemiro. Having been red carded on Sunday, he makes his return on Thursday to play against this side known as Rio Betis away in Spain. And the reason as to why you need David De Gea, Rafael Varane, and Casemiro, they are not novices to this stadium. They know the atmosphere in Spain and they know what these Spanish teams are all about, and you need those 3 players on the field of play. So I think Casemiro, David De Gea and Varane will be championing the United side to go ahead and really put Rio Betis to sword at their stadium. In the double pivot, I don't see this time bringing Bruno Fernandes to play alongside Casemiro. I believe it's going to be Fred, who only played like 3-4 minutes in the game of Crystal Palace, and I think this time around is going to play in the double pivot as the manager prepares him to really be fit and fresh for the game of Fulham on Sunday this week. So I believe the double pivot is going to be having Casemiro and Fred. So I have my friend known as Cozy A. He's always one of the most people that really watching this channel a lot and puts in his views into the comment section below, and today has really gone ahead and commented that Bruno should be rested after knowing that Casemiro and Bruno are really 1 yellow card away from missing the next game in the Europa League if at all you qualify. But I think this man won't be rested. He's the captain of the team and he has literally played every game for Manchester United. That is Bruno Fernandes. And Ten Hag doesn't see it as a fallacy to play him every game because he never drops in intent. He never drops in intensity. He never drops in anything. He runs the same in every game. Almost, he's the most player that's going to have to cover most distances for Manchester United this season. And I think he's the only player that's missed out on any game of Manchester United, apart from that of the Carabao Cup that saw him not play. I think it was in a certain, were we playing against Burnley? Or Burnley, and there is a certain Premier League game that he never played because he had accumulated 5 yellow cards. I think we are playing away at Aston Villa. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. So Bruno Fernandes Borges is going to play as a central attack midfielder for Manchester United. Now, we go to one of the most contentious positions, that is the right attacking side of the midfield, or a right winger. Many want Facundo Pellistri to start, and if at all he started, I would be very, 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 very much elated. But I think Ten Hag is obsessed with his man that he bought from Ajax, known as Antony. But if at all you told me that Sancho is starting that position, I say yes. If you tell me that Pellistri is starting, I say yes. For Antony, many question marks over him because I think he is costing the team. He is costing the team. When you look at how Facundo Pellistri plays into that side and Sancho, they are quick at decision making. You get? And United's transitions are always slowed by Antony. Antony slows those transitions a lot. So he holds us back a lot because of him making a lot of extra touches that don't benefit our attacking threat. So I believe the manager loves him, is going to start him. But if I were Erik ten Hag, I would bench him for either Pellistri or Sancho, and he comes in from the bench because such players need to be benched. Do you know why they need to be benched? Because when you bench a player, he will come in and really give you what we call a serious game. He'll know that, all right, there is another contender for my position, and that's it. So I believe Ten Hag should go in for that and bench Anthony a little bit, but I believe he's going to start him. He's going to start him on Thursday away in Rio Betis. Then on the left attacking side of the midfield, obviously, it's going to be Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, I think he scored against them at Old Trafford. He has all what it takes to score against them on Thursday, but he shouldn't be selfish as he was in the game of Southampton, because in the first 10 minutes of the game, we would have gotten ourselves on the score sheet all ahead of Southampton. If at all, he never went into a selfish effort and did a cutback to find a well-placed Wout Weghorst. He did the same thing twice in the game of Man City that saw us beat them 2-1. He was in the same position. Instead of putting a cutback to Antoine Martial, he went in for selfish effort. That is Marcus Rashford for you. So to me, I believe he should really stop doing that. He should stop doing that and focus on really doing the right thing at the right time. That you should look for that assist most of the times, especially when in a tight angle. When you're facing the goal, go in for that shot. But if at all you are in a tight angle and the goalkeeper has really closed you down, it's always better to go in for an assist, because it doesn't hurt if at all you don't score and the assist is really given to you. I think it does great to the team of United, because in that game of Southampton, if we had scored and Casemiro got a red card, I think would have fought our way through and defended very well, and obviously got those 3 points. That's it. So, who is leading the line? With Martial doubtful whether he's going to travel or not. Obviously, it's going to be Wout Weghorst leading the line for Manchester United. So that is my starting 11 of Manchester United, predicted, not confirmed. You can tell me what you think about it as the viewers of United Matters channel, but this game should be taken very important. Why? We don't want to see our players really get tired a lot. We just have to go all out, do the needful, manage the game very well. Let's not play under pressure. I think Ten Hag should tell his players that let's get the first goal in the first 15 minutes. If at all we get the first goal, we would have killed off the game. That's it. Then we knock that ball around and obviously defend very well. If we keep a clean sheet, that will be another plus that obviously we will celebrate. But I don't want to see these players get tired. It's better we score early, such that most of the players are taken off. You get, like Fred, you take him off and bring on like Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, you take him off and get in Sancho. Rashford, take him off and bring in Facundo Pellistri. You get? We need to make these changes because we are having a very hard game against Fulham over the weekend. And I don't know whether Paulinho is going to be back, but he's one of those midfielders that has really made a very huge statement in the Premier League this season, registering the most number of interceptions in the league. So I think that's what Ten Hag is going to tell them. Let's go away to Spain. We already dug our first part of the task very well, and we are 3 goals ahead. Let's go look for the first goal and obviously put ourselves in a position of not using a lot of energy, and then find ourselves in a position of playing against Fulham when you are ready on Sunday. And guys, you see how days are really running. So tomorrow is Wednesday. Thursday, that's when you are playing the game of football. So it is really great for Manchester United and its players to see to it that we are really into this mix. So my prediction is 2-1 Manchester United, all 1-0 Manchester United. But I know it can go worse because this team is going to open up a lot, and Ten Hag might decide to hit them on the break. That's another way, because Ten Hag is unpredictable. You'll never know how he's going to play the game. Sometimes he opens up like against Southampton, and sometimes he'll close down. So with Rio Betis playing for their prestige and respect for their fans, they might open up and try to really attack United using that home advantage. But I believe Ten Hag will destroy them if at all they choose that way. So 2-1 win for Manchester United, 1-0 for Manchester United. Those are my predictions, and I don't rule out a draw. But it will depend on the hunger of United players and Eric Ten Hag. If Ten Hag is going there for a win, guys, then Real Betis is in for it, because he'll just let them have the ball and hit them on the break, and obviously the needful. But Casemiro is going to play that game. He's not going to play on Sunday. That's it. So I'm calling in for a prediction in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about United. So Real Betis versus United away in Spain. And then, who do you want to start and not to start according to my predicted starting 11? I'm waiting for your comments in the comment section below. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later, my lovely mates. Bye-bye.